Good evening, inhabitants of the exclusion zone, and welcome to tonight's broadcast. Wouldn't you know it, I'm at 50 days in the station. Nothing new to report. Hasn't been that bad so far. Robot Companion continues to be annoying as always, and I'm still not entirely sure what I'm supposed to be doing. So in the meantime, enjoy a continued selection from The Shadow. On tonight's broadcast, we have The Blind Beggar Dies, Power of the Mind, and The White God.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, The Shadow's exciting adventure will be on the air in just a moment. But first, here's a news flash for every motorist in America. It's about a sensational new kind of tire that will stop your car quicker, safer on wet roads than you've ever stopped before. And the tire that will give you this remarkable new skid protection is the new Goodrich Safety Silvertown with the Lifesaver Tread. This Lifesaver Tread has a truly amazing action on wet, slippery pavements. As the spiral bars of this tread strike the pavement, they act like a battery of windshield wipers. These bars sweep the water from under the tire, force it out through deep drainage grooves, make a dry track for the rubber to grip. Thus, you're protected against skids in all directions. You get the quickest stops you've ever seen. And remember this, too. Silvertowns are also the only tires that give you the famous Golden Ply blowout protection. When thousands are killed or injured every year in accidents due to blowouts and skids, don't take chances. Equip with these life-saving Silvertowns now. That's the way to get protection against both skids and blowouts at no extra cost. The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Using advanced methods that may ultimately become available to all law enforcement agencies, Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard. As haunting to superstitious minds as a ghost. As inevitable as a guilty conscience. The identity of the Shadow is known only to his intimate friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, The Blind Beggar Dies.
Evening singing, Jim. Chilly tonight, isn't it?
Indeed it is. Thank you, sir. There are smiles.
Hello, Jim. Wish me luck tonight. I'm going out with a new boyfriend. He's awful nice.
All the luck in the world, you miss. Thank you. There are smiles which make us happy.
Well, if it isn't singing Jim. Holding down the same corner after we told him to pay protection to move.
Yeah, he don't pay off and he don't scare.
I don't make enough to keep body and soul together. Now, you go away. Let me alone.
Oh, so you're going to try to buck our record, eh? All right, Marty, bring him back in the alley.
Now, wait.
Then we make him see things
Now,
our way.
take your hands off me.
Catiline.
You let me alone.
Come on,
let me
Stone.
alone.
We just want to talk to you a minute. We got a proposition for
Yeah,
you.
no, but now I told you, I don't need protection. I have a license because I'm blind. The police don't bother me none.
Bring him back over here, Marty.
Oh, no.
This is private enough.
Now, wait.
Okay, Spike.
Now, wait.
Easy on that blackjack.
Shut up and hold your mitt over his mouth so we don't let
Now,
him
don't.
swore.
Okay.
I'm an old man. I can't stand it. I haven't any money to pay you. I tell you.
All right, give me once over.
Right. Now listen, singing Jim. Next time you fork over $1 a week or you'll get the works. Okay. Marty, dump him over the wall there and let's go.
Look at that crowd, crowd gathering, Lamont.
Yes.
Isn't it amazing how any little thing can get a crowd together?
Sometimes those little things turn out to be big things, Margot.
That's just Lamont Cranston, the amateur criminologist, coming to the fore.
Oh, look. They're trying to get into that alleyway. Somebody heard, probably.
Oh, yes.
All right, move on. Open up. That's it, this man in the ambulance. Oh, good evening to you, Mr. Cranston.
Oh, what's wrong, Clancy?
It's poor old Singing Jim. Somebody found him in the alley all smashed up. Looks like a truck run over him. All right, out of the way. Move on now. Move on.
Poor old Jim. Lamont, look at his face and head. He doesn't look like he's been run over.
Oh, don't hit me. I can't pay. I can't.
Okay, Jack, back to the hospital and make it fast.
Oh.
This old boy's in a bad way.
Lamont, somebody beat him up. But who'd do a thing like that and why?
I don't know, Margot. I've known Singing Jim for years.
So have I. Everybody knows him and helped him out.
Margot, he looked pretty bad. I think I'll go to the hospital and see what I can do for him. It's more than this than meets the eye. Want to come along?
Yes, Lamont. I hope we're not too late.
Of course you can see Singing Jim, Mr. Cranston.
How is he, Doctor?
Triple concussion. Looks pretty hopeless.
Poor old Jim.
How did it happen?
Well, the police report lists it as a hit-and-run case. In my opinion, he was beaten with some blunt instrument. Piece of pipe or a blackjack. He's right in here.
No. Don't hit me. I'm an old man. No.
I'm afraid you won't get much out of him, but you can try. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Thanks, Doctor.
Oh, I can't pay. I need protection.
Now, Singing Jim.
I don't...
Jim, it's Lamont Cranston.
Oh.
I've come to help you. And Miss Lane is here, too.
Oh.
You remember her.
Hello, Jim. What happened? Who did this to
Oh,
you?
keep away from me. Let me go. Don't hit me again.
I'm afraid he's delirious, Margot. Jim, listen. We're not going to hurt you. You're safe now. Who hit you? Why did they do it, Jim?
They told me I had to pay $1 a week, or they'd give my corner to somebody else. Some phony that knew how to mooch enough to pay him for protection. No, Jim. Don't hit
Oh,
me.
Lamont, that can't be true. Nobody could be as low as to try to make a racket out of begging, organize them, and make them pay tribute.
It is hard to believe, Margot, but must be something to it. Wait a minute. Jim, listen to me. Who did this? Who's been trying to make you pay money to them?
No, don't hit me, Spike. Let go of me, Marty. Don't, I can't pay. Apple Mary can't pay either. You took Apple Mary's stand. Now you're trying to take mine. Don't hit me again. Don't!
Lamont, I'd better get the doctor. He's unconscious.
Yes, Margot, but I'm afraid it's more than that. I'm afraid Singing Jim has sung his last ballad.
You mean...
Yes, Margot. Singing Jim is dead.
Folks, I guess you're all kind of wondering why the word went out over the beggar's grapevine for us to meet here in my place.
Yes, you was wondering.
And maybe you ain't. Anyway, Apple Mary's got something to say to us.
Thanks, Lame Bill. Thanks. Folks, I guess by this time you've all heard that poor old Singing Jim's dead. And I guess you know why he's dead.
Yes, Mary.
Now, don't get the idea that I've asked you all here to fight these here scurvy rats that pull Jim into an alley and beat him to death. I ain't asking that.
Can't expect no help from the police, Mary. You know that.
No, you
Yes.
can't, Mary.
Yes, we tried that. And they just laugh at the idea of anybody trying to make us pay for the right to make a living on the streets. The only way we know how. Selling apples like I do. Singing like Jim did. Or selling pencils and shoelaces like Lame Bill here. No, we can't expect no help from the police.
Yeah, but why don't they get the guys that murdered old Jim?
They're investigating it, so they say.
Yeah, but what are we going to do, Mary? Jim's death was just a warning to the rest of us. It means pay up or get the same...
No, it don't.
Yeah, that's
no,
what it
it
means,
don't.
Mary.
Because something's happened. Somebody's going to help us what can't help ourselves.
Who is it, Mary?
Now, before I tell you, I want to remind you that I am not a drinking woman, and I ain't given to hearing things, and I ain't easy convinced. But last night, late, somebody talked to me at my stand. Somebody that you've all heard of. Somebody that you that have got your eyesight don't believe in because nobody's ever seen him.
Who was it, Mary?
The shadow.
Shadow? Oh, he wouldn't bother trying to help folks like us, Mary.
Oh, you're wrong. You're wrong because he asked me to call all your folks together. He promised that he'd come here tonight and tell us how he can help us.
When's he coming? Why isn't he here?
Hey, what's that? Huh?
I am here.
Why, where'd that laugh come from?
Sounds like it come from right behind Mary.
No, it came from back in that corner.
Wait, don't be frightened. I am the shadow. I've come here to help you. If you will accept my unseen presence without question, without fear.
Right. Yeah, that's right. We got no reason to be scared of the shadow. We ain't done anything wrong.
Yeah, we ought to be glad he's willing to help us out and protect us from fellas like Spike and Marty.
Maybe he can help us find out who those fellas are.
Now, wait a minute.
yeah.
Wait a minute, all of you. I've told the shadow all I know about Spike and Marty. All any of us knows. Now you listen to what he wants us to do.
You are victims of the meanest racket in the world. The shadow will help you if you are willing to help yourselves. I have reason to believe that one among you is a spy, an informer.
Why, where is he? Point him out.
No, sooner or later he will betray himself. There are too many of you for me to single out the one hostile mind in this room.
What do you want us to do, Shadow?
We'll do anything you say.
Go on doing as you have been doing. When these men approach you again, pay them, or promise payment. And then go to the west wall of the National Armory. Make your sign of distress in white chalk, using the symbols you use in communicating with one another. The shadow will understand them and come to your aid. As for the informer in your midst, let him take this warning to the petty racketeers he serves. If one more cent of tribute is levied, if they so much as lay a hand upon one of you, they will answer to the shadow with their lives.
We got the shadow.
Yeah, who's there? That you, Marty?
Yeah, it's me, Spike.
What took you so long? Say, you look like the real McCoy with those smoke glasses and that crutch.
I used to make a living faking this blind and lame gag before you showed me how to make some easy money.
Well, what happened at that meeting at Lame Bill's place?
Plenty.
You look like you've seen a ghost.
No, I ain't seen no ghost, Spike.
What then?
I heard something tonight that I don't want to hear again. The voice of a guy you couldn't see. He was right there talking to us.
You've been hearing things.
No, it's the truth, I tell you. You've heard about this guy they call a shadow, haven't you?
Yeah, I've heard about him all right, so what?
He was at that meeting. That's why Apple Mary called it. The shadow got the whole story out of her. How we worked this racket, and now he's out to get us.
How's he going to do it?
He got it all fixed for the beggars to put their distress signs on the wall of the National Armory. The first time we try to collect any more dough.
You say the shadow got all the dough from Apple Mary?
Yeah, I tell you, we got to lay off.
And kiss all that money we get from the beggars goodbye? Not on your life.
Yeah, but Spike, the shadow's poison. He's caught plenty of big shots with dough and their gangs. What chance have we got against a guy like that?
Listen, punk, you're all the gang I got, and I ain't in the big dough, but I'm plenty smart. And I got an idea how to get rid of this shadow.
All right. How you going to do it?
Listen, all we got to do is get a hold of Apple Mary. Bring her up here to the hideout and keep her here.
Yeah, and get the shadow plumb on our trail.
That's just what I want. And to be sure he does get here, you're going to chalk up a message on the armory wall. You know the signs I use.
Yeah, I know them. But supposing you do get Apple Mary here and this shadow comes after her, then what?
Then he's going to walk into the sweetest little trap you ever saw sprung.
But you can't see the guy.
I don't have to see him. All I have to do is hear him talk or laugh, the way they say he always does.
All right, Spike. Okay, I hope you know what you're doing.
I haven't given you a bad steer yet, have I? We'll grab Apple Mary tonight and bring her down here.
Why did you want to drive past the National Armory, Lamont?
I'm looking for handwriting on the wall, Margot.
What do you mean?
The shadow made arrangements with Apple Mary and her friends to communicate with them. That way, those racketeers try any more strong-arm tactics.
You think they will?
Yes. There's a reckless bravado about a petty criminal that you won't find in big-time crooks.
Well, they're just as dangerous. Don't forget that, Lamont.
I'm not forgetting it for a minute, Margot. There's a saying, little snakes are more deadly than the big ones. Stop the car, Margot. Here's the armory.
What is it, Lamont?
There's writing on the wall. Maybe what I'm looking for.
You mean those chalk marks, those crosses and circles and numbers?
Yes. Yes, it's a message from Apple Mary. She needs help. She's waiting for the shadow in the basement of 19 River Street.
I'll drive you there, Lamont.
All right, Margot. Not all the way. Stop a block from that address and let me out.
Very well, Lamont. Shall I wait for you?
Yes, Margot. Wait half an hour. If I'm not back by then, notify the police to raid that house.
But why, Lamont? What makes you think...
I don't think Apple Mary sent that message, Margot. I have a feeling the shadow's being invited to walk into a trap.
Sit tight, ladies and gentlemen. The Shadow still has plenty of thrills coming.
Extreme! 4 inches! Cars fast in weekend skidding accident!
Yes. The Shadow knows that there's hardly a driver who has not experienced that sickening, paralyzing, pit-of-the-stomach feeling that comes when his car skids wildly over a wet, slippery highway.
Is it worth the risk, motorists? Especially when you can now get a tire that will stop you quicker, safer on wet roads than you've ever stopped before. A tire that will put real blowout protection between your car and the road. And this new Goodrich Safety Silvertown with the Lifesaver Tread skid protection and Golden Ply blowout protection costs nothing extra. It's one of the best safety investments you can make. So play safe. Equip your car with these life-saving Goodrich, spelled Goodrich, Goodrich Safety Silvertown tires before it's too late.
That you, Marty?
Yeah, it's me. Where are you? How about some lights?
Okay, I just wanted to be sure.
Hey, what's the idea of sitting down here in the dark? Hey, what are you doing with that Tommy gun?
When the Shadow comes here looking for Apple Mary, I'm going to spray this room with lead from floor to ceiling. It won't matter if I can't see him. I can't miss. Then our troubles will be over.
I put that message on the armory wall.
How long ago?
About an hour.
Then he'll be here soon. That guy moves fast from what I hear.
Hey, how are you going to know when the Shadow gets here? What if he don't talk or laugh?
He's got to open that door, ain't he? He can't walk through it. He ain't a ghost.
He comes as close to being a ghost as anything I ever went on up against. How's he do it? How does he keep you from seeing him?
By hypnotism, whatever that is.
Yeah? I know a guy in a circus that could do that. Leastwise, he claimed he could.
Shut up. Go and get Apple Mary in here. She's in that back room.
Okay. Hey, you. Apple Mary. Come on out here.
I'm coming. Don't think I'm scared of the scum of the earth like you two.
Pipe down.
What do you want with me?
Bring her over here and shove her into this chair.
You heard him. Come on.
Take your hands off me. I may be old and blind, but I take no guidance from scavengers.
Take that can away from her. She might get free with it.
Give me that stick.
I'll give it to you. Here, take it.
Why, you she-devil.
Put her in that chair and hold her there. Get your knife?
Come on, sit down there. Yeah, I got my knife.
Get it out. If she tries anything when the Shadow turns up, let her have it. Right between his shoulders.
Okay. If you know what's good for you, you'll sit still, Mary.
The Shadow. So you know he's after you. So there was a squealer at the meeting.
That was no squealer. It was me. And we're expecting your pal, the Shadow, most any time now. I put a little message from you on the armory wall, telling him to come here.
Yeah. Just wait till that door swings open. That's the only way you can get in. Or out.
If this Shadow guy's got a gun, starts blazing away, you'll get yours, Mary.
The Shadow doesn't need a gun.
Shut him up, Marty. I just heard the basement door close.
Hey, somebody's in the hall, Spike.
Shut up. Watch it, old dame. If he opens her mouth, better have it.
Right. You got that Tommy gun ready?
Yeah.
Spike, he's here. The Shadow's here. Do something. Do something. Shoot or he'll kill it.
I ain't sure if I'm going to be sure.
There is only one certainty in life.
What?
That is death.
It's him. Shoot, Spike. Hey, Spike. Spike, you shut out the lights.
Yeah. But I got him.
Yeah.
I got the Shadow. Come on. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, but what about Apple Mary?
We haven't got time to fuss with a blind dame. Now listen, Apple Mary. Get out and tell your friends we'll be seeing him. Tell them the Shadow's dead. Tell them if we have any more trouble making collections, I'll get what Singing Jim and the Shadow got.
Tell him that for us. Come on, Marty, let's go.
Shadow dead. Who can we look to for help now?
You can still count on the shadow, Apple Mary.
Oh, Shadow, they didn't kill you. Didn't they hit you?
No, Mary. I suspected a trap, so after I opened the door, I walked across the room and stood behind them.
But your voice, it came from near the door.
Ventriloquism. A simple trick of projecting the voice. But that doesn't matter now. Get out of here and hurry to Lame Bill's. Gather your friends together and wait there for word from me. The Shadow.
Margot.
Oh, there you are, Lamont. I was beginning to get worried. Half hour's almost up. What happened?
I'll tell you later. Quick, start the car. Those two men hurrying down the street?
That tall one and the short, heavy one?
Yes, follow them, but be careful. Don't get too close.
Who are they? Where are they going?
They murdered Singing Jim. They tried to murder the Shadow. We'll find out where they go, Margot, and then I'll telephone Commissioner Weston to surround the place.
The Shadow left word with Apple Mary. She wants us at Dugan's pool hall.
Dugan's pool hall. The Shadows tracked down Spike and Marty.
Apple Mary and Lame Bill want us at Dugan's pool hall. Hey, Lippy, Dugan's pool hall right away. Mary said so.
What's the matter with you, Marty? They thought you could play pool. You missed that shot a mile.
I can't keep my mind on the game. Can't stop thinking about
Pipe down. Everything's okay, I tell you. I got the Shadow I couldn't have missed. You heard him fall, didn't you?
Yeah, but...
Yeah, but nothing. We got nothing to worry about, I tell you. The Shadow's out of the way, and we got a fix with Dugan for an alibi. We've been here all evening. See? Here comes Dugan now.
Hey, Spike, Marty. There's something going on around here I don't like. I know I told you I'd frame an alibi for you, but I don't want no trouble. I don't want my place closed up.
What's the matter with you? What's going on?
It's that bunch you've been working your new racket on. Apple Mary, Lame Bill, Limpy, the whole lot of them.
What? Where are they?
They're out in the street, 20 or 30 of them. And more coming every minute.
Yeah, who tipped them up we was here? Is this a double cross, Dugan?
No, honest. Somebody must have tailed you here. Listen to them.
Hey, Spike, they're after us. Come on, let's get out of here.
Yeah, maybe we better. They tear us to pieces if they got their hands on us.
You guys better slip out that back door there. It leads into the alley. The crowd may be lame and blind, but I don't give much for your chances if they get hold of you.
Come on, Spike, let's go, will you?
Yeah, okay, let's scram. We'll get these monkeys tomorrow, one by one. I'll teach them to try to gang up on us. Come on, Marty, come on.
First, Spike, wait. Look down the alley there.
Holy cat. Cops?
Yeah.
Half a dozen of them.
We can't go that way, Spike. They're laying for us. Hey, Dugan, ain't there any other way out of this joint?
How about upstairs and over the roof?
No, that door to the hall's been nailed up for years. It's either the alley or the front way.
Hey, Spike, that bunch out front sound like they're coming in.
Yeah, we're caught like a couple of rats in a trap.
What are you going to do, Spike?
Shadow. Spike, did you hear that? It's the Shadow. You didn't get him. He ain't dead.
No, you will not go to the electric chair for the murder of the Shadow.
Oh. So you got away. Well, then the cops haven't got anything on us now. Come on, Marty, we'll go out through the alley. Let the cops pick us up. They can't hold us more than 24 hours.
Wait. You've forgotten the murder of Singing Jim.
Well, you can't pin that on us. Well, the door's locked.
Yeah, and the key's gone, Spike.
Yes, I locked that door, Spike. I have the key. But the front door is unlocked. You can walk out that door. Singing Jim's friends are out there waiting for you.
Spike, what are we going to do?
They're the lame and the halt and the blind, but there's strength in their numbers. The strength of a long-suffering fury that means your death. If they get their hands on you...
What do you want, Shadow? What's your game?
I want your confession to the murder of Singing Jim.
Hey. Yeah? If we confess, will you keep that mob away from us?
I'm not confessing to anything. I'm not writing myself a one-way ticket to the death house.
Take your choice. A chance before a legal jury or that mob. Quick.
Stop him! Stop him, Shadow! I'll confess. I'll tell you. Yeah, we killed Singing Jim. It was Spike.
He slugged him in that alley, yeah.
You dirty squealer. Don't move, Spike. One false move.
Wait a minute, they're going to
These tormented people will kill you. Mary, Lame Bill. Wait. Wait, everybody. This is your last chance. There's a blackboard behind you, Spike. There's a piece of chalk. Write your confession to the murder of Singing Jim and sign it. Write what I dictate to you.
You win, Shadow.
We, Spike Grogan and Marty Nelson,
We, Spike Rogan.
confess
Marty Nelson.
that on Tuesday night at 5 o'clock,
Confess that on
we
Tuesday night...
did willfully beat
5 o'clock.
Singing Jim
we
to
did
death
willfully beat
with a blackjack.
Singing Jim to death with a blackjack.
Sign it. Now you, Marty.
Okay.
There. Now what, Shadow?
Walk to that back door. Open it. Call to the police in the alley. Tell them to come and get you.
Well, it's locked. You locked it and took the key.
I unlocked it again. Go with Spike Grogan, Marty. Beyond that door, a blindfolded woman with a sword in one hand and finely balanced scales in the other waits for you. You've mocked her long enough, but she is patient because her name is Justice, and her revenge for your mockery will be death.
You have been listening to a dramatized version of one of the many copyrighted stories which appear in the Shadow magazine.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The Shadow knows.
All the characters and all the places named are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. of men.
The shadow knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the next adventure of the Shadow, as in all his adventures, the news about his exploits are often known to the underworld almost as soon as they happen. And I want to tell you that the news about the new Goodrich Silvertown tire is traveling like wildfire among motorists all over America. It's because this new Silvertown is so sensational in action and appearance, it's really a new kind of tire. You've never seen anything like it. It even looks different, for its tread is wider and flatter, and every inch of the tread is covered with row upon row of never-ending spiral bars. And those spiral bars do the same job on a wet, slippery road as your windshield wiper does to your windshield. They sweep the water right and left. They force the water out through the deep drainage groove. Thanks to that lifesaver tread, your tire actually has a drier, safer road surface for the rubber to grip. Just think, motorists. Here is a tread that's actually a road dryer. No wonder the new Silvertown will stop you quicker and protect you against the dangers of skidding as never before. And here's a sincere and friendly tip. Don't fail to see and drive on the new Goodrich Silvertown the very first chance you get. Get a free demonstration. Take it from me, you'll get the driving thrill of a lifetime. And remember, only the new Silvertown offers you two great life-saving features: Lifesaver Tread skid protection and the famous Golden Ply blowout protection at no extra cost. The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Using advanced methods that may ultimately become available to all law enforcement agencies, Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard. As haunting to superstitious minds as a ghost. As inevitable as a guilty conscience. The Shadow's true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, The Power of the Mind.
On the mysterious disappearance of Professor John Hardy. He was last seen entering a black limousine and was accompanied by a heavy-set man wearing a Van Dyke beard and a tall, slender woman of foreign appearance. Secret Service agents are reported investigating the case due to the importance attached to the professor's reported discovery of a new type explosive, more powerful than any known to munition makers in any country in the world.
Come in. Come into my cabin, dear Countess Sarah.
Well, Richter, has your very stubborn and courageous American inventor Top given you the formula for that high explosive he's so determined shall fall into no other hands save his own government?
No, but he will. He can't stand much more of Ivan's treatment with the whip.
Be careful. Too much torture can destroy the mind, and if Professor Hardy's mind snaps, you will never get the formula. Because we know for certain he has never written it down.
I know. I have warned Ivan to be careful.
Ivan's idea of care is to see how close he can come to whipping a man to death without actually doing so. Why do you keep that big brute as a bodyguard? He has the mind of a child.
In our business of espionage, Countess Sarah, it is often useful to have servants who cannot think for themselves. Besides, Ivan is rather cunning in an animal sort of way. Listen.
I can't stand anymore. I can't. Don't hit me again.
Did you hear that? Success at last, my dear Countess. I think Professor Hardy is ready to give us the formula.
Don't hit me. I'll tell you where I hid the gold. I found it, but I hid it. I found it at the end of the rainbow, and I hid it. I hid it, but I'll tell you.
Richter, I warned you. His mind has snapped.
Ivan, you fool. I told you to be careful. Give me that whip. I told you.
I don't strike him hard. I don't.
Oh, stop it. What good will it do you to beat Ivan? He doesn't even feel it. It's your fault. You should have watched him better.
So you're telling me what to do, are you, Countess?
It's about time someone did. You've certainly bungled this. Now how are you going to get the formula? The man's out of his mind. No amount of physical torture can make him tell us.
I'll show you where I hit the gold.
Take him back down to the hold of the ship, Ivan.
I obey. Come, Professor. Come with me.
It's at the end of the rainbow, the gold.
So you've destroyed his mind. Good work. It's like having the formula in a sealed envelope and throwing it in the fire. Now what are you going to report to headquarters?
Be quiet, Zara. I'm not finished. There's still a chance. Another way of getting his secret out of him. Even if his mind is gone. It may be an easier, surer way. Oh, why didn't I think of it before?
What are you talking about? How can there be any other way with his mind destroyed by days and days of Ivan's fiendish torture with the whip?
Zara, it so happens that a fellow countryman of mine, Dr. Waldeck, one of the world's greatest psychiatrists, is in this country, right here in the city.
And I suppose he'll gladly come down to the ship, the Star of Zealand, and get Professor Hardy's secret from him for you.
No, not gladly, perhaps, my dear Countess. But he will come. Just wait and see.
I enjoyed your lecture very much, Dr. Waldeck. Our club has been honored tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Cranston. You are a scientist interested in psychiatry?
Well, in a way, Dr. Waldeck, I'm really only an amateur criminologist.
So, then perhaps you could tell me something of this remarkable man I've heard so much about. Even before I made this trip to America, a man called the Shadow.
The Shadow? I'm afraid not, Doctor. No one knows very much about him. What have you heard?
Oh, a great deal. I understand he is a master of mass hypnosis, of method suggestion. He has you criminals and police quite baffled by his ability to appear in a room crowded as, let us say, this club of yours, and yet remain unseen.
You seem to have no doubt of the Shadow's existence, his powers, Doctor.
Oh, none whatever, Mr. Cranston. In fact, I should like to meet this Shadow. But then I suppose I should have to commit some crime in order to do so, and I wouldn't care to carry my scientific research quite that far.
I think the Shadow would enjoy meeting you, Doctor. You have much in common. I think you would be profoundly interested in your work in psychic research, particularly in the field of mental telepathy. You know, it might be interesting if you and the Shadow could make a test of thought transmission with a purely mental telepathic method.
It would indeed. This Shadow, from what I hear, he has little time for theory. He deals mainly in the harsh realities of criminal investigation.
Yes, but the two pursuits are not as far removed from each other as some persons seem to think.
Message for Dr. Waldeck. Dr. Waldeck.
Right here, John. A message for you, Doctor.
Here you are, Doctor. The gentleman and the lady are waiting outside in their car.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's unusual. Most unusual.
Is there any answer, Doctor?
Answer? Yes. Say to the Countess I will come immediately.
All right.
I will do what I can. You will excuse me, Mr. Cranston. A countrywoman of mine is in need of help, and I must go at once. Perhaps we will meet again.
Well, goodbye.
Come in.
So here you are, Lamont Cranston. I thought you promised to take me to dinner tonight. You're an hour late.
I know. I'm terribly sorry, Margot.
You're sorry, but Margot Lane, your assistant, is hungry. What's the matter, Lamont? You seem preoccupied. Was anything troubling you?
Yes, Margot, something is troubling me, but I'm blessed if I know what it is.
Would it be Dr. Waldeck? Ever since you talked to him at the club last night, you've been wondering if he suspected that you are the shadow.
I don't think he knows, Margot.
Then what are you worrying about?
Simply that all day long I've had the feeling that Dr. Waldeck has been trying to get in touch with me, or rather, I should say, with the shadow.
But how could
Margot,
he?
Waldeck practiced what he preached. He is a master of mental telepathy.
Well, the shadow isn't exactly a novice at mental telepathy either. What makes you think he's trying to get in touch with you?
At intervals, all day, my mind has kept reverting to thoughts of distress, coupled with Waldeck's name. Waldeck's name and another name. Star of Zealand.
That sounds like the name of a ship.
Perhaps, but it doesn't make sense.
Well, it seems to me it'd be easy to find out if Dr. Waldeck's in trouble. Why not call his hotel?
I've been on the point of doing it several times, but...
Here, give me that phone. Let me call him. The trouble with you, Lamont. You get so wrapped up in things like thought transmission, you forget the obvious. Telephone.
That's why I have an efficient assistant like you.
Hello? Will you connect me with Dr. Waldeck's suite? What? Are you sure? The secretary's had no word either. No, never mind, thank you.
Does the hotel know where Waldeck is?
No, he hasn't been seen or heard from since he left your club last night at 11 o'clock.
Well, he is in trouble. He has been trying to communicate with me, with the shadow.
Lamont, that other name, Star of Zealand. Maybe he's been trying to let you know where he is.
Yes, now I'm sure of it. Star of Zealand. You said it sounded like the name of a ship. It's just possible. Hand me that newspaper, Margot.
Got it here.
Yeah, the shipping news. Let's see. Here it is. Sailing, arrivals, departures in port. Margot, there is such a ship in port. Star of Zealand. A freighter, general cargo, Pier 83. Margot, is your car outside?
Yes. Want me to drive you down to the dock?
Yes, come on. There isn't a minute to lose. That ship is scheduled to sail at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning.
And you think Dr. Waldeck is on board?
Yes, and I'm just as certain he's in trouble and needs help. Help from the shadow.
That must be the Star of Zealand over there, Lamont.
Just a couple more blocks, Margot.
Wouldn't it be better to let the police investigate? You have so little to go on. You can't even be sure there is anything wrong.
If I can't convince you, Margot, what chance do you think I'd have of persuading the police to board a tramp steamer and search it for a man not even reported missing?
But how on earth will you search a ship without help? It would take hours.
It won't be necessary. I'll know if there's anything wrong if Waldeck's there. 5 minutes after I've walked on the gangplank. But I'm going aboard as the shadow.
We're nearly there.
Slow down. Stop by the next pier.
Right.
I don't think you'd better wait, Margot. This is a tough section, and it's late.
All the more reason for my waiting. Don't worry about me, Lamont. I'll lock the car doors. And another thing, if you're not back in 15
No,
minutes...
Margot, I may need more time, but keep the shortwave radio tuned in their usual band. If you don't hear from me in half an hour, then go ahead and notify the police.
All right, half an hour, but not a minute longer. I wish I knew what you were walking into, Lamont. I don't like this mental telepathy blind man's buff.
Neither do I, Margot, but during the ride down here, I've had a stronger feeling than I did at first that Dr. Waldeck is in desperate need of help. Stay in the car, Margot. Lock the doors and sit tight until I come back. Or you hear from the shadow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with the shadow in a moment to find out what new spot his enemies have put him on. But first, here's a word of advice to every motorist. Don't let wet, skiddy pavement put you on the spot.
Beware. How fast can you stop? Will your tires slip or grip? Don't gamble.
And motorists, if there is one tire that has taken the gamble out of skidding, it's the new Goodrich Silvertown with the Lifesaver tread. For exhaustive road tests of the regular and premium price tires of America's 6 largest tire manufacturers prove that the Silvertown gave greater skid resistance than any of the other tires tested. And don't forget, all during these tests, it was hands-off for Goodrich engineers. Instead, these tests were conducted by absolutely impartial engineers from America's largest independent testing laboratory, the Pittsburgh Testing Laboratory. What's more, some of the tires the Silvertown was tested against have list prices of 40 to 70% more. And that can mean only one thing, motorists. No other tire, regardless of price, can give you the superior skid protection of the Lifesaver tread. With Lifesaver tread Silvertowns on your car, you'll stop quicker, safer on a wet pavement than you've ever stopped before. Just think. The quickest non-skid stops ever with the Lifesaver tread. Real blowout protection, too, with the famous Goodrich Golden Ply. And these two Goodrich safety features are now yours in the new Silvertown at no extra cost. Take a tip from me. For safety's sake, ride on Goodrich Safety Silvertown.
Well, my good Dr. Waldeck, what success have you had with our stubborn mental patient, eh?
None, Richter.
Come now, Doctor. You've been here on the Star of Zealand since last night.
Not by my choice.
I admit that. But surely you, one of the world's greatest psychiatrists, are not going to allow a deranged mind to stand between you and your chance of leaving this ship alive.
It is impossible, I tell you. Only one thought dominates the mind of Professor Hardy. If you had not allowed your servant to unmercifully beat him, it would not be so difficult.
I did not come down here to listen to excuses. I want that explosive formula from Professor Hardy. And I mean to get it. Now.
Very well. He is there in the bunk, sleeping. Perhaps you could succeed where I have failed.
You haven't failed. You haven't tried to penetrate his subconscious mind. But you're going to try. Ivan, come here. Bring your whip.
The whip failed you once, Richter. It will fail you again. You brought me here against my will. But neither you nor that brute and his whip can make me reveal the secret knowledge of that man's mind. A secret he sacrificed his reason to keep from you.
We shall see if you have the same courage and determination as Professor Hardy. Ivan. I am ready. Very well, Dr. Baldock. One last chance. Get Hardy out of that bunk. Question him. Use the method you so eloquently described at your lecture last night. The method used to penetrate the subconscious of amnesia victims.
No, I refuse.
The possession of Professor Hardy's formula, the formula of the most powerful explosive ever known, is vital to our country. Your country, Dr. Baldock. If you refuse, you are an enemy of your people.
I am a man of science. My nationality was an accident of birth.
You are a traitor.
In your eyes, perhaps. Just as in mine, you are a common thief.
Hold your tongue.
They cheat.
Do as you're told.
And they coward.
Ivan, the whip. We'll see who is a coward.
Yes. Mr. Richter,
You didn't touch him. What's the matter with you? Why did you throw the whip away?
Something touched me. Knocked the whip from my hand.
You're crazy. You dropped it. Get it.
No, I swear it. Something knocked it from my hand.
Pick up that whip, I say. Pick it up.
But, Mr. Richter, the whip, it moves. It moves like a living thing. Like a snake.
Oh, that is it, Dr. Waldeck? Trying to save yourself by fogging Ivan's mind. Making him see by hypnotic trance. Whips move like snakes, sir. Well, I'll show you. I can use a whip, too. Stay where you are, Doctor. Or do you think you can stop me pulling the trigger of this gun?
Your servant is not imagining things, Richter. He is not seeing things which have not happened. He is not hypnotized.
Something knocked the whip from my hand. I swear. Did you hear that? Laughter. Like the laughter of Satan. There's something. Somebody
Be
here.
still, you fool.
You heard it, too. You heard it.
Yes, your master heard it.
The shadow. You heard my appeal. You have come.
The shadow.
Then it is possible. Telepathic communication between two minds, far removed, without mutual concentration of thought.
Yes, Dr. Waldeck, a theory is being proved, but a fact remains.
Is this another of your psychic tricks, Doctor?
Richter, surely your activities in espionage have brought you in contact with those who have warned you against the Shadow.
The Shadow? So you are the Shadow? Waldeck got word to you, did he?
Yes, but in a manner beyond your comprehension.
Hey, man, get out quick. Close the iron door. Don't open it again until I order it.
Yes, I obey.
Your gun is trembling, Richter. Dr. Waldeck was right. You are a coward.
At least I don't hide in shadows. So, you've come to save Dr. Waldeck here.
I came here in answer to his call for help, but now that I am here...
Now that you're here, Shadow, you will remain. You have walked into a trap that will hold you until I am ready to deal with you in my own way. You and Waldeck and Professor Hardy there. You, Shadow, may even be useful in the event that the good doctor fails me.
Hello? Hello?
Captain, Victor speaking.
Yes, sir.
Order your crew to the post. Cut off. We sail at once.
But it is not 6 o'clock, sir.
Obey my orders. We sail at once.
Yes, sir. As you command.
There. Ivan, open the door. Don't waste your time in trying to get out of this hole here. Even you cannot walk through steel doors, Shadow. In a few hours, we will be at sea, and you'll be beyond help. As for you, Dr. Waldeck, I advise you to enlist the aid of the Shadow in securing Professor Hardy's secret, if you value your life. Yes? Come in.
You're getting underway, Mr. Richter. Are there any further orders?
Yes, Captain. As soon as we are at sea, I want half a dozen of your best men. Arm them with rifles and revolvers. Have them report here to me.
Yes, sir.
Why are we leaving so early? Oh, good morning, Captain.
Oh, Countess. Beg your pardon, but have you been in your cabin?
I haven't left it until now. Why?
Why do you ask? What's wrong? Well, speak up, man.
A young woman was seen coming on board just before we cast off, sir.
What? Are you sure?
Yes, sir. My second mate mentioned it, but thought it was Countess Zara.
It couldn't have been.
Captain, take every member of your crew you can get. Search the ship. Find that woman and bring her here.
Yes, sir. We will find her if she is aboard.
Margot Lane. Notify police and Coast Guard. Notify police and Coast Guard. Professor John Hardy and Dr. Waldeck, prisoners in hold of Star of Zealand. Aboard Star of Zealand, proceeding to sea. Proceeding to sea. Repeat message. Margot Lane. Repeat message. Margot, repeat. Why don't you answer? Why don't you answer?
Was that you talking, Shadow?
Yes. I was calling my assistant for help on my portable radio, but something's wrong. I can't get an answer.
I am profoundly sorry for the situation in which we find ourselves. Had I been able to communicate to you the exact nature of my difficulties, you would have been prepared.
I am prepared, Doctor. This ship will never pass beyond the 3-mile limit. It will be stopped, searched.
But how?
I'm going to use this radio again. Star of Zealand calling the Coast Guard. Star of Zealand calling the Coast Guard. Go ahead, Star of Zealand. Go ahead. Professor John Hardy, missing scientist, wanted by the Secret Service, prisoner firing aboard Star of Zealand. Proceeding down bay, stop and search. Stop and search, prepared for armed resistance. That is all. Okay, Star of Zealand. A Coast Guard cutter will investigate immediately.
You are indeed prepared, Shadow. But do not underestimate the cunning of Richter. At the first sign of danger, he will attempt to dispose of Professor Hardy and myself and you.
We must be prepared for that. Professor Hardy's mind completely gone?
No. For the past 24 hours, I have been treating him, have induced hypnotic sleep. He should be nearly rational now.
Then awaken him. There's no time to lose.
Very well. Professor Hardy. Come, Professor Hardy. It is time to waken. It is time to waken, Professor Hardy.
Margot. Why did you leave the car aboard the ship? I called you but received no reply.
When the ship sailed ahead of schedule, I was sure something gone wrong. Someone must have seen me coming aboard. They're searching the ship.
You're a godsend, Margot, but you mustn't be found on the ship. A Coast Guard cutter's on the way. You've got to get off before they arrive.
Don't worry about me. We're passing down the channel. It's only a couple of 100 yards to shore. Oh, why, Dr. Waldeck is here. He was aboard. But who's that other man?
Professor John Hardy. But quick, Margot, get off the ship. You've done more than enough just opening the steel door.
All right, Shadow. Don't worry. I can swim 10 times that distance. There's a cargo door open on the port side.
Dive far out, Margot. And Margot, be careful of the suction of the propellers.
Good luck.
Come, Professor Hardy. Come, Professor Hardy.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. But, what has happened? Where is this Richter?
We are still on the ship, but help is coming. He is very weak, Shadow. Shadow! The door, it is open, but how?
Don't stop until you find it. All right, you must come with me. The door, it is open. They have escaped.
Doctor, get back behind the door, out of sight.
Hey, that girl, she opened it. But they can't get off the ship. They can't be far from here.
Maybe they hide. Maybe.
Ivan, you fool! Why did you close the door?
Well, I did not touch it.
Now, Richter, it is you who have walked into a trap.
So, you didn't have time to get away, Shadow?
Mr. Richter, the doctor, the professor, they are here.
Yes, so. You like to have what you Americans call the showdown. Very well, you shall have it. After I communicate with my captain. Captain! Captain!
Yes, sir.
Quick! Your men who are searching the ship, send them to this hold at once.
Immediately, sir.
Now, Shadow, we shall deal with you. Ivan, watch the good doctor and the professor. Their turn will come when we have finished with this Shadow once and for all.
You are too late, Richter. Listen.
Yeah. So, the river police. Well, let them come. Before they can board us, there will be no trace of any of you.
Perhaps your captain is not so sure. He's calling you over the speaking tube.
Yeah? Hello.
Coast Guard cutter off our port bow, sir. She has readied us to hold for search.
Order full speed ahead and get your men down here.
But
Quick!
we are not beyond the 3-mile limit.
Carry out my orders. Full speed ahead.
Yes, sir.
Desperate measures, but they will fail, Richter. They will fail. That was a blank, a warning. Your captain is being sensible. He stopped the engines.
Let them come. Let them search the ship. They'll find nothing. Nothing. Because I'm going to shoot you. They'll never think to look for bodies in the ballast tanks. My gun!
No, Richter. You are not going to add murder to your list of crimes.
Ivan, quick! I've got hold of the Shadow here. Take my gun. It's on the floor. The Shadow's here between me and the wall. Shoot him.
No. Oh, there is nothing there. I see nothing.
Shoot him.
You are mad.
Shoot him.
Mad. I go.
Dr. Waldeck, the gun. Pick it up.
Yeah.
Put up your hands, Richter.
No, you don't. You'll never turn me over to the police.
Sorry I had to hit Richter so hard, Dr. Waldeck. The Coast Guard won't meet much resistance when they arrest him. You're a witness to what has happened here. Listen, Doctor.
I'm fighting the silent dealers. You're coming aboard.
The Coast Guard.
Yes, they are coming aboard. You are safe now, Dr. Waldeck. Your faith in the power of the mind saved you and Professor Hardy, helped him keep his secret. Perhaps at some future time, under more favorable circumstances, we shall meet again.
You have been listening to a dramatized version of one of the many copyrighted stories which appear in the Shadow magazine.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The Shadow knows.
All the characters and all the places named are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental.
lurks in the hearts of men. The shadow knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the curtain goes up on the Shadow's latest exciting adventure, let me say this. I know that every one of you who owns a car is looking for a tire that will give you the greatest protection against skids and blowouts. And you'd like to get that tire without paying a price premium, wouldn't you? Well, I'm going to tell you about a new kind of tire that will stop you quicker, safer on wet, slippery roads than you've ever stopped before. This amazing tire is the new Goodrich, spelled Goodrich. Goodrich Safety Silvertown with the Lifesaver tread. And when Goodrich engineers developed this new tire, they certainly did a job. For instance, you all know what a windshield wiper does to a windshield. Well, motorists, that's exactly what the new Silvertown Lifesaver tread does to rain-drenched roads. Because the never-ending spiral bars of this tread actually act like a whole battery of windshield wipers. They sweep the water right and left. They force it out through the deep grooves. Thus, a dry track is made for the rubber to grip. And that means when you're riding along on wet pavements and have to step on the brake, you'll get the quickest non-skid stops you've ever seen. Believe me, there's nothing like a Silvertown stop to make you feel secure. And when you realize that Silvertowns are also the only tires that give you the famous golden ply protection against high-speed blowouts, is it any wonder this new tire is called the safest thing on wheels? Have this life-saving tire put on your car before it's too late. There is no extra cost. The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Using advanced methods that may ultimately become available to all law enforcement agencies, Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard. As haunting to superstitious minds as a ghost. As inevitable as a guilty conscience. The Shadow's true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, The White God.
Gentlemen, the Navy Department has today asked me to give ship owners this message. We have today abandoned our extensive air and sea efforts to trace the missing yacht owned by Rudolph Hoyt, millionaire scientist, last reported in that region of the South Pacific, which has in recent months come to be known as the graveyard of the Pacific, because of more than 15 disappearances of ocean vessels in that area within the past 2 years.
Admiral Champion, we ship owners beg you to continue your investigation to clear up this mystery of the South Pacific.
All this publicity of missing ships, especially the publicity about the Hoyt yacht, has ruined our Pacific shipping.
Why, we can't even sign up a crew to ship on our boat. I tell you, Admiral, this mystery must be cleared up.
At once it must
Gentlemen,
be cleared up.
gentlemen, the Navy is just as anxious as you are to solve this mystery because of our naval operations in the Pacific, but we can't find a single explanation.
May I make a suggestion, Admiral?
What's that?
Don't bother to try and see where I am, gentlemen. You can't see me.
Well, who are you?
I am the Shadow.
The Shadow. You're that invisible man who's always helping the police and always working against crime?
Quite right, sir. I do have the power of invisibility to conceal my being and my motions when assisting authorities in maintaining law and order and peace.
Can you help us solve this mystery of the graveyard of the Pacific?
I think that possibly I can, gentlemen.
Just a moment. You know something about it?
I have a strong suspicion that the graveyard of the Pacific is really the work of some individual.
It's incredible.
Maybe. It isn't logical that a group of modern ships, each one manned by an expert crew, equipped with the finest marine devices, should disappear unless they were made to disappear. And with a little help from you, Admiral, I think I can prove it.
Well, what do you want of me?
First, a fast cruiser to take me down to the South Pacific. Second, an airplane to cruise around among the islands.
But you insist you must stay as the Shadow?
I'm sorry, sir, but my identity must remain unknown. Besides that, I feel that I will be of greater value to the venture if our enemies cannot see me.
Very well. I think I can arrange it through Washington. How many will be in your party?
A young woman named Margot Lane will be your visible passenger. I will be with her, but you will not see me. You will advise the crew of my invisible state as the Shadow and tell them to obey my voice. even though they cannot see me.
Anyone else coming?
No, just Margot Lane and the Shadow.
I hope that he's successful. I certainly hope that he can...
Who is it?
It's the Shadow, Margot. May I come in your cabin for a moment?
Certainly.
You may lock the door now. I'm inside. Now, we're all alone?
Yes, it's safe for you to become visible now as Lamont Cranston.
Well, how do you like being an honored guest on a Navy cruiser?
It's very exciting, Lamont. But how do you expect to find the graveyard of the Pacific? No one knows where it is.
Well, that's what I've got to find out.
How?
I'm not quite sure yet.
Is there any way I can help?
Yes, Margot. This cruiser will put in at one of the South Pacific Islands tomorrow. I'm going ashore. I may be gone a day or two or a week, trying to get my information. But I'd like you to stay close to the shortwave set. The moment I have any information, I'll contact you, please. As soon as you hear from me, do the thing I ask you to do at once.
Margot Lane. Stand by for orders. Have the commander of the cruiser prepare a seaplane for immediate takeoff. I'm leaving this island where I've been for the last few days and returning to ship at once. I believe I know what happened to the missing ships. You will board the seaplane with me as the Shadow.
Where is this seaplane taking us?
Taking us to an island on which there lives someone the natives call the White God. A witch doctor told me about him.
The White God?
Yes. From the witch doctor's description, it's obviously a man who has managed to overawe the ignorant natives with elemental experiments in chemistry and physics, which he passes off as magic. Pilot, what made the plane lurch like that?
I don't know, Shadow. There it is again. Something's tugging at the plane.
Tugging at the airplane?
Yeah. But the motors have gone crazy. I can hardly keep them going.
Pilot, we're descending.
Yeah, we're being pulled down.
Look, we're heading toward that island.
You're right, Margot. Look, the wreckage of boats. Crashed on the rocks. Deserted in those coves.
This must be...
Yes, Margot, the graveyard of the Pacific.
Hey, look at the wings of the plane.
The rivets are being torn out.
Yeah, there goes a white ring strut.
We're diving into the sea.
Pilot, can you level the plane off?
No, I can't.
Level off or we'll all be buried in the plane at the bottom of the sea.
Okay, get ready to jump. We're going to hit the water.
All present is accounted for.
I'm here, Shadow.
Count on me, too.
Good thing you leveled off so we landed on top of the water instead of beneath it, Pilot.
Yeah, I afraid for a moment I couldn't make it.
Well, I suggest we make for the island there and pay a visit to the White God.
So this island is the graveyard of the Pacific.
The wreckage of those boats convinces me that it is. Look at them, piled up on the rocks, some of them out there in the cove.
Yeah. They all look deserted.
Yes, I don't see a soul.
What I can't get is what happened to the plane. It was like a magnet pulling us.
What might be more truth than poetry, who knows?
What do you mean?
I have an idea that this island is a huge magnet.
A natural magnet, you mean, because of rocks and minerals?
No, a man-made magnet.
Are you kidding us?
No, I don't think so. There's no natural magnet strong enough to attract ocean vessels and cripple airplanes.
What,
You see this hill in back of us?
Yeah? Rises up like a sugar cone.
I was noticing it from the air. There's a huge hole in the top of the hill. This must be an extinct volcano. I have an idea that it's been converted into a magnet. A magnet pulling ships to their destruction.
Well, I'll be...
Listen. Drums.
Natives.
Yeah, sounds like a big time going on the other side of that hill.
Yes. This calls for a little exploration. Margot, you and the pilot wait here.
Nix, I'm not going to miss the fireworks.
I'm going with you, too.
All right, if you insist. As you go around the other side of the island, come up through the woods I saw from the plane. We don't want to stumble into any cannibals.
Okay, let's go.
Let's hope they don't try to make a banquet off of us.
Here.
Yeah, we can see them all right from here.
There they are.
Boy, just look at those natives. Must be several hundred of them.
They're all painted up.
Judging from those fires and that feast laid out on the ground, they must be having some ceremonial.
Look, at the top of the hill.
Well, I'll be... Where did he come from?
The White God.
He came right out of the top of the hill.
You're right, Margot. Remember I told you that hill was an extinct volcano. That means that inside of it, running down through it, there's a shaft through which the volcano used to erupt. He merely made his appearance by coming up through that shaft.
Say, the natives seem to think he's a god by the way they're acting.
Exactly. He's made them think that he has some magic power by which he comes up right through that hill.
Look.
Holy smokes! The natives are carrying a white man up the hill to him.
That white man is Rudolph Hoyt.
Hey, look. They're setting burning torches to the guy's body.
Margot.
What is it?
They're going to sacrifice Hoyt.
Sacrifice him?
Yes, a human sacrifice to the White God.
Stop putting those torches against me. Stop putting those torches against me.
Ah, Mr. Hoyt.
Colin. Lloyd Collins. What are you doing here?
Since being dismissed as your assistant from the university, Mr. Hoyt, I have become a god.
A god?
Yes, a white god here at the mouth of this volcano, able to perform miracles of magic, even to pull great vessels and lighters from their courses to sea to my very feet. You recognize that magic, Mr. Hoyt?
Recognize it? Of course I recognize it. It's the whole new application of the principles of magnetism which you stole from me.
Harsh words to speak to a god, Mr. Hoyt. You must be punished for them. Burn him. Apply the torches to his body.
For heaven's sake, Colin, stop him. Oh, stop him, Colin. Oh, stop this torture.
The fact that you are
stop
sailing
this
within
torture.
range of my magnetic devices was sheer fate, sheer coincidence. But I am delighted to have had the opportunity of receiving you and your colleagues.
Oh, what have you done with my daughter? With the others from the yacht?
You will join them presently.
Oh, where are they?
In the very bowels of this volcano, my friend.
You mean you've thrown them down into the crater?
Precisely.
Oh, you failure!
I will not attempt violence, Mr. Hoyt. The natives resent having their god abused. And now I kill two birds with one stone. First, I remove you and become sole possessor of the secrets of my magnetic theory.
My theory, you mean?
And secondly, I satisfy the thirst of my subjects for a sacrifice. Seize him!
Oh, no. Colin, oh, for mercy's sake, Colin.
Throw him to the altar of the white god. Throw him down into the sacred volcano.
Colin.
Throw him in.
Colin.
Ladies and gentlemen, how will the Shadow defeat his enemy this time? In a few moments, we'll continue this exciting story. But meanwhile, motorists, remember this. The road you travel on may be perfectly safe when dry, but deadly enemies when wet.
Yes, beware. Roads may be skid traps when wet.
Don't take chances, motorists, especially when you can now get a tire that will stop you quicker, safer on a wet pavement than you've ever stopped before. And that tire is the new Goodrich Silvertown with the Lifesaver tread. The never-ending spiral bars of this Lifesaver tread really go to work on a wet, slippery road like a whole battery of windshield wipers. These bars sweep the water right and left. They force it out through the deep drainage grooves. This means your tire actually has a drier, safer road surface to grip. This means real protection against the hazard zone of motoring. Think of the added security for yourself and your family from this road-drying tire. And then remember that Goodrich Silvertowns also offer you golden ply protection against high-speed blowouts. Is it any wonder that this new Silvertown is called the safest thing on wheels? Don't buy any tire until you've at least seen this new Goodrich Silvertown. Don't buy any tire until you've ridden on this new tire and discovered what it means to be saved by a Silvertown stop.
Careful of your footing going down this rope ladder.
Yeah, Shadow. You slip, you're done for. No foothold on the side of this crater.
You think this is the way the white god came up out of this volcano on this ladder?
I'm sure of it. I can hear water below us. There must be some entrance from the sea into the bottom of the crater here. What he undoubtedly does is come into the crater from the sea, then climb the rope ladder to the top.
The natives think it's some hocus pocus.
The primitive mind is eager to believe anything that savors of the supernatural. Wait a moment.
What is it?
Wires. Look. There are dozens of them embedded in the rock. The whole crater must be wired.
I wonder for what?
This must be the way he generates the magnetic force into the hill. Through these wires. You see, I told you this whole crater can be converted into a huge magnet.
Yeah. I see the wires right here.
Look out, don't touch them.
Oh!
Hang on to the ladder, Margot. Hang on to your life. You too, pilot.
I can't hold on, Shadow. Something's pulling me off the ladder.
Have you any metal on you at all?
Yes, my flying belt.
Then take it off, quick.
I can't get it off. It's caught.
Lamont, what happened to him? Oh, please come out of the invisible state. We're alone now. I want to see you. I'm frightened.
That flying belt. The magnetism in the mountain attracted it. It dashed him against the walls of the hill. His touching the wire set the whole magnetizing mechanism going. Margot, we're inside a huge, monstrous magnet that'll pull everything metallic for miles around to destruction.
Lamont, the vibrations are shaking me off. I can't hold on any longer.
There's water down below. Dive into it, Margot. Maybe we can find a way to swim out of here. Dive, Margot.
All right, Lamont.
Good. I'm following you. Well, there must be a way to get out of here. Out to the sea. Better find it before the mountain crushes us to death, too, with its vibrations.
Vibrations have stopped.
Yes, the white guard must have turned off the power. Lucky for us, he did.
Oh, Lamont. Did you hear that?
Yes. Yes, it sounds like a woman. Look, Margot. There she is. Hanging on that ledge at the side of the cabin. Let's swim over and get her.
Seems more dead than alive. We must get her out of here.
All right. I can manage to support her, all right. I've got her. All right. Take her someplace where we can bring her to. Hear her story.
I believe in you, Mr. Shadow, although I cannot see you. Yes, I'm Rudolph Hoyt's daughter. I was supposed to be sacrificed like all the rest, but I landed on the water, and it broke my fall. Tell me, my father, do you know whether... Is he?
Yes. I'm sorry to say he's dead.
Oh, Father.
Miss Hoyt. Miss Hoyt, as long as that fiendish white god exists, that monstrous magnet at his command, not a soul, not a ship for miles around is safe. He must be destroyed. And I need your help to do it.
I'll do anything.
Good. Wasn't your father engaged on some research with new applications of magnetism?
Yes. Had he completed them, magnetism would have taken the place of motors and steam engines and things.
I thought so. Did he have any enemies in the world?
Only one. A man named Lloyd Carlin, who used to be his assistant.
Then the white god is Lloyd Carlin. He knew about your father's work in magnetic phenomena.
He tried to steal them.
I remember that, Miss Hoyt. Are you willing to help me try and destroy this monster?
Yes. Anything.
Good. Tonight, then, we'll show the white god and his natives a brand of magic.
Magic?
Tonight, Margot, you, Miss Hoyt, and I shall perform the magical feat of reviving the dead in a burst of glory. Careful on the steps of the ladder, Miss Hoyt.
I am, Mr. Shadow. We're almost at the top.
Good.
Mr. Shadow, will you tell me why you wanted me to wear this bulletproof vest we found on the yacht?
It's possible Carlin has a gun, and that vest might come in handy.
Oh.
And remember, a wooden boat is waiting on the shore by the woods. Run for it when I tell you.
Yes, Shadow.
Good. I imagine Margot will be directing the searchlight from the yacht onto the top of the hill any moment now.
There it is now. See, the light shooting across the mouth of the shack?
Yes. And we're We're ready for your return from the dead. Step out of the shaft onto the rim of the crater.
All right. Look, the natives have seen me.
They could hardly miss you in that searchlight. Now, walk down to that ledge. I'll be with you, although you and the natives cannot see me.
Yes, Mr. Shadow.
Remember, let me do the talking. A masculine voice coming from a reincarnated woman should prove quite a shock.
Hello there!
Your voice has them all afraid.
Just the effect I anticipated.
Bring your white god to me, heathens. Let me challenge him for what he is. A vile and murderous imposter.
Will the natives understand that kind of language?
So, I think so. Carlin hears me. That's all I'm interested in.
Where is this white god? Come here, imposter, and be exposed before your master. Be exposed for what you are.
Here he comes now, Mr. Shadow.
Remember, don't be afraid, Miss Hoyt. No matter what he does.
Greetings, Mr. Carlin.
What nonsense is this?
Nonsense?
Yes. Your voice, Miss Hoyt.
Yes, I lost my voice temporarily when you threw me down into the crater. And when it returned, it was the voice of a man.
I'm in no mood for joking. You're hiding in the shadows and speaking for Elise Hoyt there. Who are you? Where are you? Tell me or I'll shoot.
A waste of bullets. Shooting into the shadows, Carlin.
I'll hit you.
You think you can shoot invisibility? For shame, Carlin. You, a great scientist.
Whoever you are, you can't stop me from destroying Elise Hoyt here as I destroyed her father. Come! Come, all of you! The girl must be destroyed in the sacrifice to the white god! Throw her into the crater! I say, come and destroy this woman!
I am afraid your power over the natives is slipping, Carlin.
Then I'll throw her into the crater myself.
Keep away from her.
Knock me down, will you? I'll
Get up off the ground, Carlin. God shouldn't get so close to us.
I'll kill you wherever you are.
Look, my friends, look. The white girl returns from the earth where you threw her. Why? Because the earth is angry with the white god. He rejects his sacrifices. The girl is your new and only god.
I am the white god. Watch, I'll show you. With the fire from my gun. Watch and see how much of a goddess she is.
You see, Carlin, even gunfire can't destroy her.
It must.
Careful, Carlin. Your native disciples don't like to be disillusioned about all your claims to power.
I shan't disillusion them.
You already have. First, Miss Hoyt returns from the all-destroying sacrifice. Then your gunfire fails to phase her. What other magic have you to hold your followers?
I'll show you.
Shadow, he's running up the hill. He's running to the top of the crater.
Start his magnetizing device. We must stop him.
I'll show you who's all powerful here.
Shadow, if he starts that magnetizing device, we'll all be shaken from the crater to our death.
Then run for your life, Miss Hoyt. Run to the boat. Go through the woods.
Oh, but he's already at the top of the crater.
Run for your life. I'm going to stop him if I can.
Who's all powerful, my invisible friend? When my magnetic mechanism shakes you off the hill to the rocks below and crushes you. No, I touch the wiles and...
I'm right beside you, Carlin. I'm right beside you. You shouldn't have wasted so much time talking if you wanted to escape me.
But you're too late. I started the magnet working.
Rudolph Hoyt would have revolutionized all industry with this invention. Balls of steel would have taken the place of dynamos and turbines. Iron threads would have supplanted motors and engines.
It was all my dream. My dream.
But you concocted it all as an instrument of death and destruction. Used it to awe the natives who did your fiendish bidding against the unfortunate souls you lured here. The natives are coming to kill you, Carlin. They'll throw you down the crater.
But you will die too. All of you. The power of the magnet increases unless it is turned off. It will vibrate the volcano until it crumbles to pieces. You hear me? You will die too.
Miss Hoyt,
Who's that?
it is I, the Shadow.
But I thought, weren't you killed with the rest of them when the volcano crumbled?
Evidently not, Miss Hoyt.
But you were up there with Lloyd Carlin. I heard you talking to him as I ran for this boat.
You heard my voice, but I was only a little way behind you.
But how?
By the simple trick of ventriloquism, Miss Hoyt. Carlin thought I was standing next to him in the shadows when his own invention destroyed him and those unfortunate natives.
Then that's the end of my father's invention, Shadow?
Yes, Miss Hoyt. With your father and Carlin gone, we must wait until another mind can conceive it again. Until then, the secret must remain entombed in the volcano of the White God.
You have been listening to a dramatized version of one of the many copyrighted stories which appear in the Shadow magazine.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The Shadow knows.
All the characters and all the places named are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental.
Work's all done, let's take a bow. Smiles and joy on every face. It's time to leave this happy place. Packed our gears and locked the door, running free just like before, rising high as the stars above. In work we find a piece of love. Oh, daily triumph, here we go, as we leave the candles glow. Goodbye, offer, see you soon. Till tomorrow in the afternoon. Laughter rings from all around. In this space joy can be found. Tasks are finished, time to play. Bidding adieu to another day. Oh, daily triumph, here we go, as we leave the candles glow. Goodbye, offer, see you soon. Till tomorrow in the afternoon. friends from all around. In this space joy can be found. Tasks are finished, time to play. Bidding adieu to another day. Oh, daily triumph, here we go as we leave the candles glow. Goodbye, office, see you soon. Till tomorrow in the afternoon. Laughter, rest, and time to dream. In the stars our hearts will gleam. Count the moments, count the smiles. We'll be back in just a while.